MSPCA presents the 2021 Green Initiative. The MSPCA is a world-renowned nonprofit organization and the second oldest humane society in the nation. Founded in 1868, the MSPCA works nationally and internationally to benefit the welfare and protection of animals through animal sheltering, creating change in legislation, and through unsurpassed veterinary services. Since its founding, the MSPCA has worked toward its mission of protecting animals, preventing cruelty, and working toward a more just and compassionate society. Within this proposed Green Initiative, I will speak to you about how these proposed projects will take the organization's mission and advocacy work one step further in working toward creating a healthier and more sustainable planet. This initiative would include the installation of a water recycling system, solar panels, as well as creating sustainable practices and programs for shelter staff in the community. The proposed initiative includes the installation of a water recycling system collecting precipitation and wastewater, which would then be treated and used for cleaning, as well as other daily tasks within the shelter. This would be imperative for the MSPCA, as each day, gallons and gallons of water are used during daily tasks throughout the shelter, and this would greatly reduce the shelter's water usage throughout the year. This practice has already proven to be successful in both shelters and zoos around the country. For example, a shelter in Rhode Island has seen success after installing a 15,000-gallon tank to capture runoff water that can then be recycled for cleaning. Similarly, the Cincinnati Zoo has used a water recycling system and in 2018 reported to have saved almost 2 billion gallons of water and $11.6 million in cost since implementing. This Green Initiative also includes the installation of solar panels within the shelter in order to save the use of electricity as well as implement natural light. This would greatly benefit financially and environmentally, as well as from a social standpoint. In 2010, the Humane Society in Silicon Valley reported that the installation of solar panels has cut their electricity usage in half. Not only would this change allow the MSPCA to cut down on its carbon footprint, it would also allow the use of natural light in kennels, which would provide a more calming atmosphere for the shelter animals who often struggle with being in such a high-stress environment as a shelter. This high-stress environment already puts them at greater risk for disease, behavioral, and emotional problems. This natural light from the solar panels would also increase the feeling of well-being for shelter volunteers and staff, making them less susceptible to burnout and the stressors of being in such a highly charged emotional atmosphere as an animal shelter. Finally, this initiative would include swapping out toxic cleaning chemicals for all natural options to safely disinfect kennels, equipment, and cages without compromising the effectiveness of the disinfecting process. This would offer a safer environment for shelter animals as well as for staff, volunteers, and potential adopters. Additional staff would also be hired to develop and implement environmental education to volunteer staff in the community in order to help them adopt more environmentally friendly practices. Staff and volunteers would be taught which materials and equipment used to clean and care for the animals can be swapped out for biodegradable options. Similarly, a community outreach initiative would be put into place to teach pet owners and potential adopters more sustainable ways in which they can care for their pet and the environment by using environmentally friendly cleaning products in their homes, choosing responsibly sourced and produced pet food, and how to use recycled materials in their pets' cages, enclosures, and tanks. This $1 million Green Initiative would be implemented over a 2-year period and would be funded by yearly aid and grants offered by the government, donors, as well as other public organizations such as the ASPCA. This project at the MSPCA would make it a leading organization in the animal shelter industry from an environmental and financial standpoint due to these innovative changes. Not only would the shelter greatly reduce its carbon footprint and reduce costs, this initiative would also greatly align with the MSPCA's mission of preventing cruelty to animals, promoting their well-being, creating a more just and compassionate society, as well as advocating for the future of our planet. Thank you so much. Have a great day.